what is the service line that's growing fastest and the most profitable? Whatever, if you want to highlight at KP.
See, we need to really look beyond India now. There are so many other markets in the world where Indian chartered accountants are welcome. So it is not only India. We can look beyond India for rendering these services where the accountants market per se is very small. The local accountants may not be available with that much intelligence and that much numbers also. So that is one particular service line which we might look at. Of course, this new sustainability reporting which has come out, couple of our partners they are already working on it, and that has already been launched as a new service line which is growing. I won't call it growing fastest because that awareness has to happen at the client's end first, and then it will start. But it will pick up over a period of time. Also add and fine tune our service products or offerings in our respective areas. In which service line is growing fastest, I will say everything. And why? Because of this adaptability. We keep on fine tuning ourselves depending on the client's requirements. So we are never far behind their.
When you look at global accounting practices, so where does India stand?
ICA is doing quite a lot. In fact, we need to appreciate they're doing quite a lot. You can see the institute in 2008 and today it's digitally transformed. DCMM has come in, QRB has come in, peer review is adding meaning. In fact, there is no institute necessary today. Most of the webinars are happening in the web. So they're given up. I think they're doing quite a lot of it, but I don't think ICA can do much. They have done what they have to done. They have given the legal framework. They have given the networking framework. It is up to, and if you look at the situation, if the government tells, okay, audits have to be democratized, everybody has to do audit. The country is just seeing some sort of a renaissance in the profession for the past 10, 15 years. Things, income tax refunds have gone, GST filings are gone, GST refunds are coming, incorporations are changing, digital signatures is the best in the world. We have the largest MCA website in the world. Things are changing dramatically.
To start a CA firm, say today, how would you start your practice, assuming that you want to grow big?
I would have probably not looked at traditional areas. I would have looked at tax advisory more closely, ESG more closely, digital services more closely. I would have looked at a different set of services. And I think assurance, the audit area, I would have looked at it the most closely because what we are feeling, the thing is, I've seen a lot of people say, let's not get into the test function because it's very high risk. Well, whatever is high risk ultimately develops into high money. And as lesser and lesser people get into this, and as Big Four also shed work which goes along because they cannot hold on to it forever, this area will become a huge practice area. All you have to do is define good system, invest into good processes, have knowledgeable people to do it, and expand audit in a big way. I think audit is a future opportunity, but this is something which is not going to go away. So this, I think, is an area which, so I would have played with all these cards if I was to get into it at this stage.
Could you specifically mention any opportunities that you see for CA firms?
So in auditing, I think that the NBFC infrastructure in India is evolving, and the regulator has evolved many sort of nuances of it. So if somebody wants to look at audit of NBFCs, that's where they should look at or invest in tax. International tax is something that is growing. That is something that you should look at, because it's also a lot of people going from our country overseas. More Indians and more CAs in Dubai today than we would like them to be, because India is feeling the pinch, but the world has shrunk. So if you're going to be intercontinental, then businesses are going to be intercontinental. So to understand, what is the taxation that's coming in Dubai, what can I do there, how will it impact businesses here? So international tax is definitely specifically something that even a small CA firm can get into. I think GST litigation, as income tax litigation is reducing because we're going into faceless, and a lot of things are getting streamlined, where today our CIT appeals is also faceless. You can look at GST litigation. GST is a new law. It's come in 2017. Over the last few years now, the compliance piece has been digitized to a large extent. Try and use softwares for filing of returns, etc., instead of trying to do it manually. Invest in technology. Look at value add, where you can do GST litigation, and build it from there. So specifically, I think in the future, international tax, GST litigation, and on the audit side, maybe NBFC audits are something that CA firms can look at specifically.
Would you still tell young CAs, hey, start a CA firm. There is still opportunity in startups. What would you tell them? Or is like there's no much funding right now and it's a little slow. What do you think?
If you're starting a CA firm, please understand there are a lot of fundings happening in the market. Funding winter is in the line wherein people are raising 100 million, 200 million, 500 million. The deals which size have gone to 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, 50 million are doing wonderfully great in the market. So you don't have to worry about how many deals are happening. I am still doing 100 valuations per year. That's huge as a number to do that. So it means that I'm taking care of at least 100 transactions. So that's very important.